Mr. Trump, how you doing? I hear some great things about you. You are my president. I voted for you each time. I agree wholeheartedly with what you're doing, but I do need to make this appeal to you. Those of us who are in our late 70s and early 80s, we're suffering. And with all of the money that you have recovered through Doge and through tariffs and confiscated wealth from criminals and trade deals, I appeal to you on behalf of senior citizens that are living on, peanuts. Please, you've got to get us some compensation from all the money that was taken from us. We are suffering. Help, Mr. President.
I love this for you. I love this. Nice. I love this for you. I love to see you fail. I love to see your family be affected and hurt because you voted for Trump. Yeah, I voted for Trump. Absolutely. Did I know he was going to increase the tariffs? Yes, I did. So to wish ill on someone and to love the fact that they're suffering, to love the fact that their family is being negatively affected because I didn't vote the same way that you did is fuck.
So by voting for Trump, you actually did want to hurt other families and people in general. You just didn't think it was going to affect your own family. And you know what? I actually voted against my own interests to help you and to help other Americans. Kamala Harris, who I voted for, would have gotten rid of TikTok, which is one of the biggest sources of my income. My husband's in the Guard, so we have military health insurance. Literally nothing that she was proposing was going to help me and my family personally, but I wanted other people to be taken care of. I didn't want people to have their human rights violated. I wanted other people to have the chance to be homeowners as well. I wanted American businesses to thrive because most of them depend on some kind of raw material or product coming from China. I'm not saying any of this to brag. I'm just saying that I made a moral choice based on what was best for everyone, not what was best for me. And I got on this platform every day before the election to try to get people to change their minds. But you didn't listen. We all tried so hard to help you, but your desire to hurt other groups was more important. So now we love this for you, and I truly hope you get everything you voted for. Because Trump's presidency is probably going to be good for me.
MAGA in West Virginia. How you doing? I hear you guys are having an interesting time over there in West Virginia. After 70% of you guys voted to make America great again. How is that philosophy going for you? Because I feel like it had some unintended consequences.
Looks like a scene out of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
They said they cleared the drain out, and now about 5 miles up the road, all the stream's contaminated. First thing came to mind was, hey, we need to get a hold of DEP. They said, hey, we're going to send our guy out. All day yesterday, it was me and a few other people out, none of them. Midnight, we were out taking samples, and we seen the dead wildlife. We seen everything moving downstream. Another orange stream that's coming from the opposite side of where they said they was working at, man.
You're finding everything that they've ever injected into these coal bed methane wells that they've capped and abandoned is coming out now. We're fighting the DEP. We're fighting the people that's supposed to be helping us.
We're pushing for more transparency. We deserve better, and we're tired of crooked-ass politicians.
I think there's some corrupt politicians that need to go to jail. I think the top 5 at the DEP ought to resign. They need to change the name to West Virginia Environmental Protection to West Virginia We Make Money at the expense of everybody else.
Many MAGA voters were warned about Trump's policies, but they mocked those warnings and even dismissed them. They supported those policies when they knew they could hurt other people, They were okay seeing other people suffer, but when it's their time, now they want empathy. So let's have a look. Please like and hype the video, then I'll come back with more, right? Let's get into it.
Well, if there's one thing that I love, it's a good FAFO immigration story, and boy, do I have a good one for you. Let's get into it. This lady is Cynthia Oliveira, and she is someone who is originally from Canada. She is a Trump supporter. Her husband's a Trump supporter. I'm assuming her whole entire family is Trump supporters. And she's been in ICE detention for like 10 days now. And let's see how she's reacting to it.
I don't want to be the U.S. is my country. That's where I met my husband. That's where I went to high school, junior high, elementary. That's where I had my kids.
Oh, Cynthia doesn't look like she's having a good time in that ICE detention facility she wanted everybody else to go to, even though she knew she was here illegally. That's probably the craziest part to me about this is her husband's legal, her kids are legal, and both her and her husband know she is here illegally and still voted for Trump.
I might lose my farm because of the government. No, because of who you voted for.
NRCS, conservation planning. So they had a program out there called the EQIP program.
That's a great program. And Joe Biden's Inflation Reduction Act provided $60 billion to that program. But the person you voted for froze those funds. So what happened?
He got a contract with them for $240,000. So called me today and said, hey, I know we have this signed contract. We're reneging on it.
That sucks for you. But again, with all these people that regret voting for Donald Trump, we don't feel bad. This was laid out in Project 2025. We warned everyone, but y'all didn't want to believe us. And so because you voted for Donald Trump, you're at risk of losing your farm.
I had this contract. I made business decisions based on this contract.
Then you should have done more research. But what sucks the most is the farmers that did the research and voted for Kamala. Those are the ones we feel bad about.
But I don't understand how you can sign a contract and then just renege on that contract. I do not.
It hasn't even been 3 weeks yet. And so many people are in the find out stage. Next time there's an election, just do more research.
I got a fuck around and find out story. So I'm in Walgreens and there's this guy in front of me who's all decked out in his MAGA gear. The one with the daddy's home, you know, with the fist in the air. Anyway, he's there with his MAGA hat on and his Trump shirt, and he's getting his prescriptions. So the lady behind the counter that's helping him lets him know, sir, I've noticed that you have TRICARE as your insurance, and I'm just letting you know you should be getting a letter in the mail that we are no longer going to be contracted through them at the end of this month. He said, what do you mean? We got Selfridge right down the road. What do you mean you ain't going to be contracted through no veterans insurance? And she said, sir, there are a whole lot of administrative changes that are going to be going on, and Walgreens, the company, is unsure of what contracts through the VA, what contracts for the military are going to be revised or pulled. She says, now, I'm sure there are other pharmacies such as CVS or mail-in pharmacies such as Express Scripts that will still honor your insurance. But as far as Walgreens, we will not. And boy, did this man get so mad. He didn't understand what was going on. So she broke down to him what was happening. She's like, you know, he's talking about getting rid of VA hospitals. He's getting rid of possibly disability for veterans. Or putting a 10-year max cap on that, and it's going to be an extremely hard process to even be approved for that. So this guy, he's just like staring at her, and he goes, well, shit, I don't know what I'm going to do. He said, you know, the only thing that I live off of right now is my VA and my Social Security. And she just kind of looked at him, and I looked at him, and I said, they're going to be taking your Social Security too. And I looked down at his shirt, and I looked back up at him. I said, you know, from one veteran to another, Daddy doesn't give a fuck if you have your medicine or not. He really doesn't. He doesn't care that you served. He deferred his freaking draft 4 times because his feet hurt. I mean, what do you expect from the guy? Well, Republicans are supposed to be all about their military. I said, this is not about Republicans and Democrats, sir. There's Republicans, there's Democrats, and then there's MAGA. And I said, and unfortunately, you're all a part of the MAGA. I said, hey, you voted for him. You fucked around and now you're gonna find out. And I kind of feel bad because his face was just so like this was the first time he ever heard this. This was the first time he was ever hearing that as a veteran, his benefits, his security is being threatened. That his Social Security is being threatened. Like, where the fuck are these people staying? Where are they at? Like living under a rock? I don't get it. But anyway, that's my story.
Welcome to another episode of FAFO, where bringing stories of MAGA voters that have entered the find out phase of the vote. D. Wayne on Facebook wrote the following: I voted for Rump all 3 times, but when he gets impeached again, I'm gonna cheer for him. And then he comments again by saying, I don't watch any leftist garbage. He will be impeached because the Republicans will lose badly in the midterms, thanks to him and their own stupidity. Rick wrote the following on his Facebook: Mr. President, please end this war. I voted for you. Besides, I knew you were a good man and a Christian, so are my family and I. It's this time we can't afford food. We have hardly any food nor afford gas. Please help the American people who look up to you and make peace. so we can live our days out in peace and at least afford food and gas. God bless you and your family. Prayers are sending to you. It's always the lack of punctuation and correct grammar, and I don't know what Besides is and who's Christine. Debra posted the following in a DJT supporters Facebook group, and she wrote, "Take America happy again. Send out recovery stimulus checks so folks can get back to some sense of normalcy now. Make your spending count." Stephanie posted the following on her Facebook. "I voted for Rump, but these gas prices are getting out of control. It would help if Governor Bob Ferguson would at least suspend the gas tax here in Washington state." Pam also posted the following. "This arc that Rump is putting up as a monument to himself is ridiculous. People going hungry, people getting their electric turned off, not being able to take care of their families, and he's spending all this money on a monument to himself. I voted for him, but I about had it with him."
Goodbye, Sleepy Joe Biden, and hello, Daddy Trump. I'm finally going to be able to quit my second job because he's going to make everything affordable again. These things take time. Even though he promised us it would happen overnight and we believed it, it'll happen. Daddy Trump won't do us wrong. I just got let go from my 4th job and I can't get any more payday loans. I don't know how I'm going to afford anything anymore. I have to get rid of Mr. Peepers, my cat, because I can't afford to feed him. This wasn't supposed to happen to me. It was supposed to happen to everybody else. If we can go back and change our vote, I promise I will be a good person. I promise. I promise. Just let me go back and change my vote. This wasn't supposed to happen to me. It's supposed to happen to everybody else. The rich people lied. They don't care about us. I regret my vote.
People should be careful supporting policies built around fear, division, punishment, and even hatred for others, because policies don't just target one group, they target everybody. And people spent years warning that trans policies could cause hardships and cause suffering, but those warnings were being laughed at, and others even mocked them, because they thought the consequences would land on someone else. People should know that elections do have consequences, Don't treat election as just a competition where your side must win no matter what, People become emotionally attached to politicians and political parties instead of evaluating policies on their real-world effects, Our policies are not slogans. Policies affect jobs, rent, groceries, healthcare, schools, retirement. So take your time to evaluate policies more carefully and think beyond your party loyalty, and ask yourself how these policies will not only affect you, but affect other people, Don't vote based on fear, anger, racism, or who you want to punish, Vote on who will improve healthcare, strengthen the economy, create opportunities, and improve the quality of life for ordinary people. Election decisions have consequences, and those consequences affect everybody. So I hope next time people will make wise decisions, but all eyes on them. So thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.